Hello, welcome to Live from Planet Hex. I'm Andrew Horn. This is my kitchen, and I thought it's been a while since I've done a live video, so I thought I'd best get back into doing that. So tonight it's going to be something a little different. I'm going to do some live eBay listings. I've got my phone here all ready to go. I've got my draft going, and I'm going to talk you through some comics. And these are FemForce comics that I've written for, and I'm going to go through each one in turn and go through the what I was thinking when I was writing these stories. I hope you can hear me all right. If not, leave me a comment and I shall sort it out. So first up, let's go through, see what we've got here. Okay, I'm going to start tonight with FemForce 181. Now, as I list these on eBay, they will be available via the link below. There should be a link below to my eBay page. I hope so. Nothing on it at the moment. So as we go through, you'll be able to see that they are going up live. So FemForce 181. Let's have a look here. Which stories I have in some of these. It is tricky to remember sometimes which stories appeared in which issues because they're often written out of order. So yes, I've just realized I don't have a Sharpie with me. Back in 1 minute. I'll just grab a Sharpie. That would be helpful. Enjoy the view of my back garden. Very well prepared. Right, let's try that again. So, hello, I'm Andrew Hall. Welcome to Live from Planet Hex. Tonight I'm going to be live eBay listings. I'll be doing some live eBay listings, signing comics, and talking about what the inspiration behind the stories while I was writing them. So I'm starting with FemForce issue 181. Let's go and find the story here. Oh, yes, excellent. One of the stories in 181 was She-Cat and Tara, The Pursuit of Paradise, with art by Dave Matsuoka. Hello, Dave. What an amazing talent that man is. Seriously, check out his art. It is fabulous. So this is She-Cat and Tara facing off against a jungle that sprouted up overnight. Talking animals in it and a crazy person. So the idea behind this one, I wanted to do something that had She-Cat and Tara in it together because they're so cool together. They're great characters. I like Tara's quite straightforward. The jungle adventurer, the very exciting, go-getting jungle adventurer, whereas She-Cat's a lot more like streetwise and so on. And I want to have some fun with playing with their characters, just riffing on each other while they go throughout the story. So yeah, that came out very well. I'm very pleased with the outcome of that story. Dave's art is just superb. It's black and white art. This is just prior to AC Comics going color again, which they did a few months ago. They look fantastic as well. They really look good. I think that's my only story in this particular issue. So let me check on that. I believe that one is my only story in this particular issue, but it is 80 pages of original stories. No reprints, nothing like that. It's all original stuff. Lots of short stories that are perfect superhero stuff. Not just mine, but everyone that's involved does a great job on this. So that's FemForce 181. So just to see that the signatures that will show up on my eBay page are genuine. Okay, so I'm going to go and list that now. I hope you have all been having a good week. My own week has gone a bit wrong, as I am having to hobble around the house with a crutch. That's great. I have an intermittent ankle issue that flares up every few months because I'm getting so very, very old. See, that's Northern England self-deprecating humor. It's okay, don't worry. So I'm heading over to eBay now. I've already got the draft going. So that's FemForce 181. It retailed at $9.95 originally because it's 80 pages of original stories. So let's get a photo of that for you. over and list that. So I'm starting all the listings will start at £1.49. I do really low shipping. I ship worldwide thanks to the global shipping program that eBay started doing, which is really handy. And yeah, I combine postage for multiple items as well. So let's get this going. So the description says FemForce comic book published by AC Comics, signed by AC Comics writer Andrew Hort. Signature is genuine. As I signed it, you just saw me do it. Okay. Okay, that is going live. So now if you open up the link below in another tab, you'll be able to see that live on my eBay page. The next one I'm going to talk about is a milestone issue for me, which was FemForce 182 with a wonderful cover by Will Manio. What an awesome guy. Hi, Will. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I wish we could hang out in person and have a chat sometime because I just think you're fascinating. So 182, issue 182 of FemForce, special for very special moment for me in my writing career, and I will show you why in one moment. Oh, there's a story from, there's a Night Vale story in here by Mark Holmes. Hey, Mark, who is just a phenomenal writer and a really nice guy. And he also showed up in my movie, The Demon and I, as a very creepy man. Where's my story in here? It's around here somewhere. So it has been interesting seeing what's been going on with AC Comics lately, seeing as they've moved back to color, which is very cool, and I hope it really works out well for them. So yeah, here we are. My story in this issue is a Matter of Matter Stardust story. Now, anytime I get to write Stardust is an absolute pleasure of a thing. She is a wonderful character. Mara, the Aurorian character. I adore Mara. She is by far my favorite FemForce character. I did actually write some Mara fiction for a publisher. I'm not sure when that will show up, but you never know. So FemForce 182, really good issue. If you're not familiar with who Will is that did the cover, he worked on pretty much all the cartoons you watched as a kid. And it's just a genuinely nice man, and has always impressed me. But I thought I was very cool. I won some points when won some cool points with the great man by when my wife Claire went on The Chase, the quiz show over here. Good old The Chase. So on to FemForce 185 after I have listed 182. I forgot I was doing that. So I'll pop that up on my eBay page as well. Let's get a photo for you. I thought this would be something different to do, and it's a bit more interactive because then you can go and check out the listings. Excuse me. Yes, I've been laid up feeling sorry for myself today, resting my ankle, while my wife has been amazing, carrying me about, making sure I'm okay. It'll pass in a few days. It's okay. So let's go and get issue 182 up on eBay for you. Now, what I was thinking with A Matter of Matter, which is the Stardust story that I wrote in there, I wanted to continue my usual thing of doing proper sci-fi stories for Mara. So of course there's a lot of sci-fi goodness in that story. Okay, so that's heading up onto the bay. I do love eBay. I need to do a video about eBay actually, because this is my 20th year of being on eBay, and I honestly don't think I would have survived without it. when I was back working in retail many years ago, working in a comic shop. The comic shop that I talk about in issue 68 of FemForce. It's got Night Vale on the cover. Where it says Spellbound on the cover. If you check that out in the letters page, I'm in there. Okay, issue 182 is also up there now. Let's put these aside so I don't do that twice. I think I've left the. I think I put the wrong number on one of those, so I'm just going to go and change that issue number. Yeah, so when I'm doing Stardust stories for Mara, I like to do proper sci-fi stories because I think it fits well with the character. I see her a little bit like Spock in some ways because of the way she speaks and the way she acts. But you know, Spock with awesome superpowers. I know in recent issues of FemForce, her powers have gone a bit crazy. So if you haven't checked out FemForce before, or you haven't checked it out in a while, do get on board. The color issues are awesome. They are mainly written by Bill Black himself, the man that started the whole thing off. But we still, the contributors like myself, we still get to show up as well. That's a nice thing too. Okay, I've updated the issue number on 182. So I'm going to move on to FemForce 185. FemForce 185. So now this issue opens up with one of my stories about a massive blob of pollution. It's called The Greater Filth. So I wrote the script, and the art was by Alessio Mariani, and it couldn't have been nicer. I wanted to see what Tara could do against just a horrible, demonic, Lovecraftian horror. There's lots of tentacle things going on there. And it came out really well. I set it in a building that was supposed to be a prison. So let's get that up on the bay as well. That is now signed. Sell similar item. I love the sell similar item feature. Do you have any good experiences on eBay? I've had some cracking ones lately. I've sold a bunch of my own comic collection on there. Sold my Masters of the Universe collection. Oh, I was gutted. I was gutted that I sold that, but I was broke at the time, and that did really well. So let's get this going, and I shall take you through the. There is another story in 185 I want to talk about, which is. I'm so impressed with how that came out. Let's take a picture for you. That's done. And that is going live on eBay. Okay, so the other story in there. So as well as The Greater Filth, which is just a lovely monster movie type tale, I've got She-Cat story here, which is called One Shot. She-Cat. Some glorious artwork by Dave Matsuoka again. Hey, Dave, if I'm not saying your surname right, I really do apologize. I hope I am. As someone with a bit of an odd surname, not odd, but, you know, different surname, I can understand people saying it wrong. So in that story, I have She-Cat helping a scientist stay alive against a rogue AI, which came out so well. I'm so pleased with that. Now, elsewhere, later in the issue, originally it was going to be a lead story, but plans changed and it became more of a what-if sort of story, which is March of the Ethereum, with art by Javier Lugo, and he's just knocked it out of the park with this. There's Miss Victory and She-Cat. Waiting for the rest of the FemForce to show up. Now, the idea behind this one was to try and introduce some villains that FemForce could not beat ever. The idea was just to have someone so powerful it was impossible to beat them, and that is the Ethereum, the Knights of the Ethereum. slightly inspired by the Warhammer Age of Sigmar characters. Crikey, I can't remember the names now. I've gone blank. I do apologise. But dudes with big hammers. But yeah, that came out really well, and it sees Ms. Victory transformed into a giant metallic horror called Victorious. So yes, that's the stories in 185. I don't think there's any others of mine in there. Like I say, it is hard to keep track of what goes in which issue, because once you've written a script, you move on to the next one, and it's up to the gang at AC, Mark and Stephanie. Hi, Mark and Stephanie, to decide when they want to put these things in there. Okay, I've got one more issue of FemForce here, and then I'm going to move on to Super Babes, the recent addition to the AC Comics line. So this is FemForce 190. This is one of the color issues, so it's a lower cover price. It is a lower page count, but it just looks phenomenal in here. Oh yes, lead story. It features Alice, one of the most well-loved villains from AC Comics, and just looks superb. Absolutely stunning work. So that's scripted by, I think it's Bill Black. Yeah, scripted by Bill Black and art by Eric Coyle, and it's just stunning work from them. So later on in that issue, there is a Stardust backup story. Here we go. Full color Stardust backup story. The Cult of Traxxas. So for any readers of AC Comics that are familiar with my FemForce stuff, my very first story was a Stardust story in which I introduced a character called Traxxas, just a kind of Rourian mercenary. And over the course of about 6 stories, she just became more and more powerful, and it got really crazy with her power level and, you know, her adjustments that she made to her physiology. Do check out in particular the story, The Void Armada, which is by far one of my favorite things I've ever written. But yeah, the Cult of Traxxas is in this issue of FemForce. And my idea was, now that Traxxas is dead, I wanted to do a bit of an epilogue to the Traxxas stories, because it's very dear to me. It's my first published comic work. So I figured there would be some followers of Traxxas that want to carry on her mission and complete her mission and destroy Stardust. So yeah, that was basically the idea behind the Cult of Traxxas. And I also features Dr. Abbott from the first Traxxas story I wrote as well. He shows up in it as an ally to Stardust. And I wanted a quick fire story that set up a spaceship, because man, I love spaceships. I'm not going to lie, spaceships are awesome. And yeah, I like the idea of bringing some different characters in, because Traxxas was so overpowered and, you know, insane by the end of it all, that she was just, I couldn't go any further with that character. The last story that features Traxxas, The Void Armada, does put a great end to those stories, and I'm very proud of that. But in the Cult of Traxxas, I wanted to just revisit what she left behind and the legacy of the character just briefly. So that's FemForce issue 190, and that is now on my page as well. You visit the link below, you can snap it up, signed for a very, very low price. Okay, gotta sound like QVC, don't I? Cult of QVC. Should do something about a shopping channel. So next one, Super Babes issue 1, the first full color comic AC did when they reverted back to color. That's a big moment. This was my first full lead story for an AC Comics title, and I was really proud of how it came out. And seeing it in color, seeing the characters in color, something I'd written for AC in color, was just awesome. It was really fun. So there we go. The story is called Headhunter's Wake and features the entire team. So it's also the first time I've written Sin. I've never written a Sin solo story, I don't feel confident enough with the character in order to do that. I have tried. I did try once, and ended up replacing Sin in the story with Night Vale, and it became a Night Vale story. It was called Some Girls Wander, and if for the music fans out there, if you do read the Night Vale story Some Girls Wander, it is filled with Sisters of Mercy puns. There's lots of Sisters of Mercy titles in there. I was listening to the Sisters a lot at the time. So let's get that one listed as well. I'm really pleased with how the changes that AC have made. It's also, I'm very grateful to be part of a comic book universe that hasn't been rebooted. It's like Super Babes. The title, by the way, it's not just saying, look at these babes. It's actually based on the 90s role-playing game by the same name. So that's why it's called Super Babes, because there was a well-loved femme-forced role-playing game back in the day. So saying back in the day, I don't know if I sound old. Hey dear. So let's get this listed. So yeah, it came out well. It was a bit of a surprise to see quite how vibrant the colours were. That was particularly shocking at the time. And because I got so used to seeing Femme4 stuff in black and white. Let's get this up on here. And I wasn't sure at first, because I was thinking kind of, you know, Femforce was it was our little thing. You know, it was definitely bigger in the 80s and the 90s during the huge comics boom at the time. But the quality never went. The quality never went at all. Okay, let's get another one going for you. So it was the same standard of art, same standard of writing. They do still adhere to the good girl style of art, and that's, you know, that's part of the Femforce thing. That's the scene it came from, and I totally respect that. What am I doing? What I didn't realize was how tricky it is to try and keep talking while listing stuff on eBay. But at least everything is content. Let's get that up on there. So that's Super Babes issue 1. Again, if you pop to the link below, you should see that available there in a moment. So next, I had a really cool parcel arrive from Mark and Stephanie at AC Comics. Hey Mark, hey Stephanie, I hope you're well. With some more recent issues in. And it was nice because it had been quite a few months since I'd written the scripts for the stuff that I'd had in these things. And I got to read it again as a fan, so that was just really cool. So, in this issue, I have a Stardust story. Another Stardust story. Can you tell I like Stardust? And here we go. This features her battling an enormous alien armored beastie. Because for all of the love I have for serious sci-fi stuff, sometimes I just like to have people fighting because it's fun to do. You still need things to be fun. I'm a strong believer in fun in comics. So this is the penultimate issue of tonight. So it's a Super Babes issue 4, and the Stardust story, which has lots of punchy. Again, showing my love for writing anything that has Stardust in it. Super Babes issue 4. So now that there's Super Babes, we don't even know which title it's going to go in. If it's going to be the main FemForce book or if it's going to be the Super Babes spin-off. I think it was a really nice idea to kick things off a new color era for AC Comics with a new title. Of course, FemForce went color as well because Super Babes turned out to be popular, which is nice. I sound like the guy from the Fast Show when I say that. Anyone remember the Fast Show? I'd imagine Americans, some people in America are watching this, so sorry if that's not a reference that you're familiar with. Let's get that listed. Okay, Super Babes 4 is up on eBay now. Again, follow the link below. I combine shipping, and I'm low priced because I'm fair. So the last one tonight will be Super Babes issue 5. Of course, there's a coronavirus reference there. Our heroes wear masks, as it should be. So in this issue, the last story I will talk about tonight is this one I'm very proud of, which is She-Cat Caught in the Crossfire, where She-Cat discovers 2 well-known assassins battling through the city and must find out why and what for. That was the penultimate story I wrote for a while. There'll be more soon. So yeah, this was pencils by Dave Matsuoka. Hello, Dave. Inks by Jeff Austin, who is a glorious inker. Letters by Daniel De La Cruz, or Cruz, sorry, I get that wrong. Colors by Josh Rodriguez, and edits by Mark and Stephanie again. So yeah, let's get this one out up there as well. And then I'll let you go about your business for the evening. Something I'm very proud of with writing for AC is writing for a publisher that still puts out pure superhero content. I love traditional superheroes. Of course, I love comics. I love darker comics. I love things that challenge the reader in a number of ways. But I'm always going to be a fan of superheroes because that's what I grew up with. That's where my love for comics was born, and that's what I write for the most part. But I do thoroughly enjoy doing so. So, issue 5 of Super Babes, full color. There we go. That is also signed now. I'll get a picture of that for you. So when I'm writing She-Cat stories, I want to keep them more grounded, a bit more gritty. So I see She-Cat stories kind of like action movies. So they are essentially the sort of stories I would have liked to have rented from a video store back in the day. Don't get me started on VHS. That's an entirely different show. So Super Babes 5 listed. Okay, those are all up on my eBay page. They are live now. If you go to the link below, you can check those out. As I say, I combine shipping and everything like that if you fancy them. If not, thank you for joining me for this. This has been fun. I may well do it again, some more comics talk very soon. But for now, that's it. Thank you very much for joining us, me and the voices in my head that manifest as characters, I guess, here on Live from Planet Hex. I'm Andrew Horn. You've been amazing, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure you're amazing anyway. I hope to catch up with you again very soon. Thank you for watching.